Hello guys, once again we are here with a new episode of ConveyorU, and today we are covering the Flowpack. The Flowpack is the most popular kind of packaging that can be found nowadays, at least in the food industry. And just to give you a clear view, since the beginning, this is a Flowpack. This one is a cereal bar. Basically it is a bag with three welding points, so 1 and 2 at the end, and consider this is an horizontal Flowpack, and the third one beneath it. Okay, so 3 welding points, 2 cutting points. Okay, and what's inside typically is chocolate. It can be biscuits in stocks or biscuits in slug or confectionery products, like another example, this is a sponge cake. Okay, ice cream, cheese, sometimes even non-food product can go in flow wraps. So it's really a lot used, and it has in the last years also gained market areas, kicking out what maybe was before going into wrapping machines. Now it's going in Flowpack. Flowpack can be horizontal, like this one or this one. You see, again, 2 welding points, and now a third one, and the 2 cutting points. Or it can be vertical one, like this one. So this is a vertical Flowpack. Once again, 1 welding point, 2nd welding point. Okay, and the third in the back. In this case it's very difficult to see, but it's here, you see. Okay, so the vertical flow wrap machine is typically used for chips, candies, generally speaking bulk products, cheese again, some cheese, typically mozzarella cheese goes inside vertical packaging flow. And these two kind of packaging, so horizontal Flowpack and vertical Flowpack, you will see if you go into a retail store that will cover more or less at least 50% of the kind of packaging that you can find on a retail store, in the food industry for sure, and some other also. Okay, so it's of course the most important one, and it's the reason why we begin this detailed overview of the packaging from the flow wrap. In the last years we have been building many applications for the flow wrap. The flow wrapping machine has been increasing their speed a lot. For this kind of packaging you can find machines right now that run over 300, constantly over 300 pieces per minute, so very big one. Okay, so some characteristics of some features of the Flowpack and the typical product that goes inside the Flowpack. Okay, if we are talking about primary packaging, okay, because secondary packaging can be done. There are lots of flow wrapped product using the flow wrap as secondary packaging, but it has different features, and we will see them in a different video. Okay, so most typically product that goes inside the flow wrap cannot accumulate. Okay, it's pretty intuitive to imagine that this kind of things, if they go in accumulation, they would jump one over the other, so that is the main reason why they cannot accumulate. Number one, even if they may be sometimes, some bigger products can be able to have a very limited accumulation, the product inside would have the risk to be damaged, because it's only a flexible film and it does not protect the product inside against the pressure or bumps or something like that. Okay, and this is for the horizontal one, because the vertical one for sure cannot accumulate. Okay, no way to accumulate vertical bags. So this product need to be conveyed and to be handled in with a special care, okay? Because the nature of the packaging, this flexible film, it may be extremely thin like this one, or a little bit more thicker with aluminum layer inside this, like this cereal bars, or even worse, the vertical one, which typically can also be a little bit bumpy, inflated like a balloon, okay? So these ones need really a special kind of treatment. So if we take a piece of conveyor, okay, with the chain over it, there are at least two main things that we need to consider when we deal around with flow wraps. It is a good idea to have a chain which is at least as wide as the product, okay? So for example, this one would fit extremely well on the chain, even too much, maybe. This one is just right for it, okay? Because it's more or less exactly the same size of the chain, and it would be delivered very well around the product. And the other feature that we need to consider for the conveyors is that the side guides of the conveyor must come from below the surface of the chain. So they need to begin from down here and go up. And the reason because it's necessary to do this is that these things, if they get inside curves, could get stuck between the chain and a side guide which is higher than the surface layer of the chain. So it's very important that the side guides keep the product packed on the chain, and that there is no space for the film to get stuck anywhere, okay? So these are the two main things about this kind of product. And last but not least, but this is true for all kind of product and packaging, watch out for the passages, because the flexible film can get jammed on the side, but can get jammed also on the passages if it's not really done well. So this is a typical advice that we could give for this kind of packaging. Okay, so we will get a lot into description of lines for flow wrap in the future, because as I said, this is very popular and we will see it again. But for the moment, consider this as the base to work with conveyors and the flow wraps. If you need to size a conveyor for a flow wrap to be delivered around, take this into consideration. This is it. Takes care of this kind of packaging, and I will wrap this up and give you an appointment for the next episode of ConveyorU. Have a good one. Bye.